Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net on Wednesday the 26th of February. Thanks again for watching. A brief reminder that it's you that keeps us free of charge here. We are a professional commercial organisation and so we exist to make profit, and so we don't do it out of, well, we do it out of love, but you know what I mean. So by you coming back and using the site regularly basically means we can get more adverts in front of you, and that's what generates the revenue. That means that we kept free of charge, which means that we can offer you more forecasts and musings, etc. So thanks for doing that, and thanks for spreading the word about us. Now we've got some rain on its way during the course of tonight. This is the chart for midday today, and it's the area of rain that you can see out here towards the west that we're interested in. As I just go through the sequence here, you'll see that moving in. By midnight tonight, it's western Scotland, western parts of Wales, and then by 6 o'clock in the morning, some pretty hefty bursts of rain, western and southwestern parts of Scotland, northwest England, and parts of Wales as well. That will gradually then spread its way eastwards. I think running ahead of that on this leading edge, we've got to watch for some pretty strong and gusty southerly winds that are going to be moving in, but eventually that rain will clear off towards the east, and then we find a ridge of high pressure building in through tomorrow. Only a very weak ridge of high pressure, and I think we will find showers affecting these western coasts and hills. But out in the west, again, you can see here, look, another area of low pressure that's going to be moving in, and that will be tracking eastwards into Friday, bringing some pretty hefty bursts of rain across England and Wales during Friday morning, and quite a chilly start too, and probably staying pretty damp and chilly for much of England and Wales throughout the course of Friday. And then into the weekend, well, Saturday sees low pressure hanging around again. You can see it there rotating around itself during the course of Saturday. It brings outbreaks of rain with it as well during the day, and I think what we're going to be finding is just another chilly and a rather damp day. That then clears away on Sunday. Ridge of high pressure builds in ahead of some more rain coming in for Monday. And Monday pretty cool again. Now, you probably will have noticed that that's a more unsettled look to things than we've seen on recent charts. It was looking that most of the rain would track across sort of here through Ireland, through northern parts of England and through Scotland. This GFS run has pulled it all a little bit further south. I have to say, still not convinced by that, and I do still think that we'll find heavy bursts of rain western Scotland, northwest England, perhaps North Wales and Northern Ireland, mainly within this sort of zone, and drier weather down in the south here, edging its way north into sort of northeast England and eastern Scotland. But there is this slight discrepancy at the moment between the various models. What the GFS Ensemble's trying to do in terms of temperature is to see this dip as we head into the end of the week and into the weekend, look, where it's pretty cold, and then bring temperatures up during the early part of next week and get it mild once again. And you notice here, this is the chart for London. Most of the rain here through the weekend and very early in the week, and then dry weather here coming in later on. If we just look at Cardiff, it's a very similar pattern. Birmingham's very similar too. Manchester, you see here the effect of being further north and the idea that we stick with periods of rain right through, although it does kind of to some extent become a little bit drier later on in the day. And then looking at Aberdeen, pretty damp right through. So, you know, this idea of it getting slightly drier further north still seems to hold water of sorts. Just looking through the ECMWF charts, and the times of these charts here go in 24-hour steps, and the time is there in the top right-hand corner. This is the position for today, and I'm just going to knock it on and show you what the ECMWF tries to do, look, because here's the trough building into Central Europe, okay, with a ridge building out here to the west. Now, what's happening is that ridge is pumping warm air north all the time, trying to build itself in here. This trough is pumping cold air south all the time and trying to deepen in here. So as we go on, you'll notice what happens is that trough early next week, the ECMWF is saying, okay, well, we'll cut that off down here. We'll build another ridge through here as well, because this one, the initial one, gets cooled down by this air moving in here from the low here. And then what it tries to do after that is it then completely cuts off the cold pool across Europe. Look, tries to build in another ridge from the west by the time we're getting through to the 7th of March. And there it is, look, this is our cold pool being cut off here. A big ridge coming through, pumping warm air northwards here. And then it tries to completely cut off the cold pool there across Europe, look, and builds in high pressure here, maintaining a feed of warm air into this high. I can see why it's done it, and I can see the cut-off point here, but I think what will tend to happen is that this trough you see out towards the west here is going to be moving through. That basically becomes a main feature coming through. Oh, sorry, that becomes a main feature coming through here, so that pattern becomes established. It links up with a trough down to the south here again, and we'll find a ridge building back out towards the west once again. So it's still leading into these drier ideas for that early part of March. Contrast that with the Canadian model here, and as we tap through, these are in 12-hour steps. You'll notice that what the Canadian tries to do is never really build in the ridge. It tries to keep the jet stream as a strong feature coming across the Atlantic. Look, brings us areas of low pressure, that very reminiscent of the position that we saw over the last few weeks with these small-scale lows moving through. So a very reminiscent picture of that, and that's a strong jet that the Canadian tries to build in. That's at the bottom of our pile just at the moment. GFS Ensemble, that goes somewhere in between the two. Look, this in 12-hour steps again. It tries to bring the ridge in at times as well as troughs, look, and strengthens the jet from the southwest. But what it tries to do is build pressure in from the south. And this is something that we have to take notice of when the Ensemble is doing that, because yes, it likes to bring westerlies in, but it also likes average pressures of around 1012. So the fact that it's increasing those pressures is something that we do need to take notice of. And the idea that it tries to keep things unsettled is probably the way things pan out. So I think what we're going to go with at the moment, we're going to go with the GFS Ensemble idea of a rather unsettled period. Worst across the north and the west, that's where most of the rain will be, that's where we could see strong winds at times. Drier conditions though further south. I think that's at the moment seems to be the most likely solution to things, but as you saw there, slight discrepancy between the models as to exactly how this is going to pan out. So I'll leave you with that for now, but once again, thanks for watching. Whatever you're doing, have a great day and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.